encourage the warriors in the storming of palisaded fortresses. It's particularly difficult, Angela, to have a group of this size coordinated in their leaps and the use of their weapons.
We also aren't used to seeing a group of this size in most concert parties. This is more like what you would see in front of a part when they were about to attack.
I don't know. I think that when you come to the matter of attack, sometimes warriors, these people will be there in support if necessary. As we can see, the taiaha, the hand weapons, were very, very important to Maori warriors. Hand-to-hand fighting was considered the epitome of a warrior's skill. All the gesticulations of the face, the poking out of the tongue, all show defiance, and that too is actually on the taiaha as well. And Dr. Peter Sharples once again exhorting his warriors.
What a great moment for Peter.
Absolutely,
leading up to this moment, all those months and months of work.
Well, more than that, Angela, he's been a man who for decades has been encouraging young Maori people to take pride. And what better occasion to show off their skills and all the very best of the Maori traditions. And here we have a taparahi, a haka without weapons. Probably the most difficult type of haka because all they have to rely on are their muscles, their hand actions and their legs and the movements of their face, tongue and eyes.
There's a great stillness in the arena here. You can feel the tension and the power coming up from the men.
It's a wonderful feeling. This particular haka is about the canoe coming forth, the canoes being referred to as people. And the men make way for the women. I'm sure that there are many, many people in Maori clubs throughout the country, Angela, who would dearly love to be participating in this particular hui.
Now, wouldn't you dearly love to be down there, Tony?
I wish I was.
Now, this is a women's haka. That's not a commonly known thing.
Well, a woman's haka is particularly important, and we have this one led by Aroha Sharples, wife of Peter.
The women left behind to look after the fort and the village and the families while the men go to war still have to be fearsome.
Absolutely, and that thought has of course filtered down through the centuries. People perhaps think that the haka is only a male domain. It isn't so, and a haka is not just a war dance. It is a way of putting across a message, and the message of this particular haka is for all of New Zealand to pay heed to the partnership promised and enshrined in the Treaty of Waitangi.
And there's a great range of ages amongst the men and the women in the group performing.
All pointing to the unity, I believe, of the people in issuing this most royal of welcomes to the most royal of guests and all the visitors here to New Zealand. And the orator, Sir Hugh Kāwharu.
He tū he raki, he tū he raki. Nani a mai te pupu taraki uta. E tikane au te koti u. Hoi a ta paupa kairo ka tū ki waitamata. Ka tū ki waitamata i oku wairani tana. E tū nei, e tū nei. Hui e, taeki e. E ngā waka, e ngā iwi, e ngā manuhiri tuarangi haramai. Haida mai ki te ika Māui. Haida mai ki Tāmaki. Tāmaki here ngā waka. Tāmaki kainga ngā ika me ngā whewua katoa. Tāmaki makaura. Nō reira haramai. Reia te ihi. Reia te mana. Reia te tapa. Nō reira haramai. Mea tuatahi, haere mai koutou I rongi te āhua o te honga mate. Koutou e ta whakāhuatanga o rātou mā, ko huri atu ki tō te ārai. mā te apu hau, mā te apu matangi, maweawa, ka ki e he tangata, he tangata. Ko e ngā mate, haere, haere, haere. No reira haere mai murungi te ahua o te hunga ora. No reira haere mai. E roranga tira mā, ko te mea nui, kia tātou katoa, ko te katahitanga o ngā iwi, puta noa i te ao. E noho ana kei raro i te rangatiratanga o tō tātou ariki, ko kuini iri hapiti. No reira haere mai. Haere mai me te tumanako. Waiho anō tātou e whakakite-kite. I rongi tāmaki nei. Tētahi atu whenua hoki. Kia whakaritea tō tātou kaupapa whanaunga i a tātou. No reira nau mai, piki mai, kake mai, haere mai. Your Royal Highness. Kua koe te tapawai a te karauna, no reira, hoki mai, hoki mai, hoki mai. Hoki mai ki Aotearoa. Hoki mai ki Tāmaki. Hoki mai ki ngā iwi o te motu. No reira tēnā koe. Nā, ka mōhiotia e ta katoa. Nā ta mana, nā ta wairua o tūpuna mātua i rote a koe, e whakawaita te hurahi mō ngā whakataetai ka tū i nei rā. No reira e tarangatira te anā koe, hoki mai, hoki mai, hoki mai. E ngā waka, e ngā iwi, e ngā moriu he tau nei. Nau mai, haere mai, haere mai. Kia ora tātou.
The speech of welcome, impressively delivered by Professor Hugh Kāwharu, will now be supported by a kinaki or relish, waiata, sung by the massed peoples of the iwis of Aotearoa here, Mount Stadium. And we can see with the witty Angela, the delicate and subtle hands, one of the taonga which is considered an aspect of beauty for Maori people who appreciate this type of singing and these songs. It's reminiscent of the trees, the leaves of the trees fluttering in the wind, a sign of beauty.
And as the relish, they're also registering their approval of the speech that we've just heard.
Absolutely. The songs must always be in harmony with what has been said in the speech beforehand, and adds mana again to the speech, the oration.
The music is new, even though the spirit is old.
Absolutely. I think Maori people have been very adept at acquiring European tunes and in the European mode to make the acquisition of the culture attractive to young people. Traditional Maori songs were not easy to sing, but these, composed by Dr. Peter Sharples, are eminently suitable for the many young that we have here, who are now paying their respect who have passed on. For Maori people, we advance into the future backwards, because our past, therefore, is always in front of us. Our ancestors are there. And with a change of pace, after having finished paying our respects to those who have passed on, we see now the women with the poi. The poi in days before, and the days before European contact, was the domain of the male. A warrior practicing with the poi was able to make his wrists and his arms supple for combat, for wielding the taiaha and the patu that we've seen the warriors use earlier. It's a fabulous sight here at Mount Smart Stadium. You see line upon line and row after row of young people and those not so young performing these songs and paying their tribute to all those who have come to these Commonwealth Games.
And certainly showing that dexterity of the arm and wrist with those sticks.
Absolutely, the T-Darko. Games, again, to give you exercise for your arms. There were very few games in traditional Maori life, and even now, that didn't have some ulterior motive. They're very, very hard to control. And we have now, Angela, the canoe motif or canoe symbols coming in once again. The rowing of the canoe, because a waka refers not just to a boat, but it refers to people of a tribe, visitors. And the song is exhorting the visitors to row their canoe to shore and be welcomed. Further, we make our way into the world of light. Our youngest warriors. To all the peoples, we greet you, and we put it to you that the Treaty of Waitangi and the partnership that it promises will lead us. And further, we of New Zealand, Aotearoa and Te Waiponamu, will embrace you and look after you and take the time that you are here competing and making friends in New Zealand.
And a special moment of greeting now for the competitors is coming up.
Yes. Completion of the Waiata Porphyry will now see the warriors and the host people make their way to competitors and honoured guests to fulfil the final part of the rituals of welcome, the hongi, where the pressing of noses and the interminglings of breath or the life force
Te honga mate ki te honga mate. Te honga ora ki te honga ora. Tātou te honga ora. Te more he tau nei. Tēnā nā tātou. Haere mai, haere mai, haere mai.
I think that with this particular display, Angela, we've seen that the Maori element of our culture in New Zealand fits in so well with all the costumes and all the treasures that the other peoples of other countries in Africa, Swaziland, have brought with them to our home. And it's wonderful to see such appreciation from all the people assembled here for what the Maori have to offer and they offer their noses. The intermingling of breaths make you the visitor as one with the host.
Well, explaining that to the competitors might take a bit of doing, Tainui.
The Kangapukwenua and the Manuhiri. The people of the land.
The Hongi. There's
and the
Lisa
people of
Curry
the
Kenny
four winds
being greeted by the Maori people
embrace
as we continue
as one.
watching the opening ceremony of the
You
14th
who
Commonwealth
entered as
Games, Mount Smart
Manuhiri
Stadium in
are
Auckland.
now Tangata.
Smart Stadium, and Angela Dodney, I think marvellous thanks is due to Tainui Stevens, who interpreted that for us brilliantly, didn't he?
Yes, he did. It's a lovely feel for the culture.
So the baton continues to come to New Zealand. It's Mount Smart Stadium. Bruce Kendall, the 1988 Olympic Games gold medalist in board sailing. And they're coming down One Tree Hill. The live pictures coming from the view above. And that baton coming closer to Mount. We were still wondering who will be bringing the baton in to the arena to present to His Royal Highness Prince Edward.
And as the hongi continues amongst the spectators, the big event is about to start here, the pageant and cultural display, in which thousands, literally thousands of performers will be taking part.
And we're really going to history of the across the Pacific of the Polynesian peoples. We're going to see the arrival of the European peoples and other cultures to New Zealand, and then we're going to pay tribute to New Zealand today. Stay with us. This is as good as you'll get at any opening ceremony anywhere in the world.
Moving across the arena now is the sea, the Pacific Ocean, which is so important to New Zealand and which carried the various migrations from Polynesia and from Europe to populate our nations. Moving ahead of the sea are dancers in white with a line of surf, and ahead of dancers forward and rushing back, it's the sea coming onto the beach. And Wayne Laird's music is so evocative. It's the sound of the sea, and it's the sound of creation. Across these, around the sides of the sea, as it moves forward across the arena, are white balloons, and they represent the clouds of Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud. In all, there are 6,000 performers in this dance pageant, mostly amateur and all volunteers. The wavelets rolling up on the beach, rushing back. It's been choreographed by Mary Jane O'Reilly, whose work with the Limbs Dance Company brought it to such national prominence. Again, the music. The ocean is complete, and we can see from one corner waves starting. The waves move across the ocean. Beautifully synchronized
Wave
display.
upon wave, endless oceans of time surround our journey, started here, with this our sharing. A single, sturdy, sea-built canoe, strong enough to resist hot winds and false calm silences. Heralds of storm, sudden, too swift to seek sheltering shores, where our birthplace lies now, far, far away astern. Ahead, uncharted tides, our canoe swiftly sails across Pacific seas.
And ahead of the canoe, being reflected back, we see one wave coming back, then we see another wave coming back. They were certain signs to the Polynesian navigators that there was something ahead.
Unsure, uncertain how we survive adrift on oceans vast. Our blessed surround, the gift of silvered shoals, the bounty of the sea. Unconcealed for those who sailed and cast in shrouded times, the lines we use to safely steer our course.
The fish and the birds, another certain sign for the explorers, and they have found an island. Again, the spangle dances, the surf on the atoll.
Schooled by our hardship, others may at last straight sail towards treasures set under night's once constant stars, now swift in progress across heavens, suggesting we stand still, while all else flies in air and birds and clouds, the centuries of restless lands.
The volcano in the island has erupted into the sign of the sun being the symbol of Hawaii, the place of origin in the east. Now we can see those clouds forming. They're forming Aotearoa.
Aotearoa, land of the long white cloud. Where did it all begin? Through the eyes of the Maori, with Rangi, Sky Father, and Papa, Earth Mother, as one, locked in embrace. And huddled in the darkness between them, their godly children yearning for the light. Tane, the eldest, plotted with his brothers. Tawhiri stood against them, but the rushing winds only fueled the desire of the brothers to drive their father away, up into the heavens. Between him and his wife, there was nothing left but time and space. The sky and Papa, the earth, were separated eternally. The falling rain and the rising mists, the continual signs of their mourning for each other.
So we pay tribute to the land of the long white cloud, but there's much more to come here at the opening ceremony of the games.
Now well populated.
And the baton gets closer. Running with it now is Maury Ray, who ran so brilliantly for New Zealand in the 100-metre sprints at the Olympic Games of 1956. Live now from Cornwall Park with Maury Ray, one of our great sprinters of the 50s, carrying the baton closer.
Closer to Aotearoa,
13th
a
December,
European ship, a
1642.
Dutch ship.
Today the Heemskerk and Zeeën sighted a high-flying land. Later, we were visited by two prows full of men who called out in a rough, hollow voice and blew on an instrument which sounded like a Moorish trumpet. They paddled their canoes at considerable speed. A cockboat was sent out, but one of the canoes rammed it. In this encounter, 4 of my men were killed.
Abel Tasman had sighted land. Movement on the Pacific is hotting up. A British ship arrives, and the captain writes in his log.
Saturday, 7th of October, 1769. At 2 p.m. saw land from masthead bearing west by north. Could but just see it from the deck at sunset. Midnight, brought to and sounded. No ground at 170 fathom. At daylight, made sail for the land. Tupia says the folk of this land are called Maori, although they are of many different tribes. They are fierce warriors. There is never peace between them.
And hard on the heels of Cook came an increasing wave of settlers and trinners and sealers and whalers.
Close in the wake of the first European navigators, a stream of seafarers came. Sealers from Sydney town in search of their sad but profitable slaughter. Whalers searching for the cachalot or sperm whale. Shipwrights to collect tall and true Cody timber for the building of new ships. Traders and merchants bringing muskets, iron and blankets to exchange for potatoes, maize, and dressed flax to make rope. Souls too to be harvested in this of the Southern Cross. And soon almost every ship crossing the Tasman Sea brought land-hungry passengers. The stream became a river, the river of blood. On a hot February day in 1840, at Waitangi, the treaty which founded modern New Zealand was signed.
E ngā iwi o te ao, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. To the people of the world, I greet you to Aotearoa, to New Zealand.